no longer paying for your past, ... So Lisa is no longer paying for her storage area, which was items from her past. It took her time to sit and sort through and decide what to keep, what to release, what to repurpose, and what to let go for good. So this was a clearing away. So that was in this 3D physical example of not paying for your past anymore, of going inward and working on what is there, what holds emotion for you in your past. Whatever holds emotion for you in your past, good or bad, is still in a storage space there. So it's not that you get rid of everything, but going back and looking to say, okay, how did it serve me then? How is it serving me now? Do I want to keep it? Do I want to take it forward into my new me? Do I want to give it away, or do I want to release it, let it go? It takes time, but what is time? So if we're in the linear 3D, it takes time, but if you're thinking in the quantum, what is time? Time can be a blink of an eye, or it can be a year, or it can be a lifetime. It's really up to you and how you want to hold your consciousness around that time. You can, in the moment of now, choose differently and let it go. Many of us, including myself, often need the process of releasing, the process of looking and feeling and releasing it. However, sometimes that means that we're engaging our head in this activity because we want to hold it, we want to think about it, we want to sit with it, and so on. And that's not wrong. It definitely is a way to do it, and that's the way I usually end up doing it, almost always. But there are many other ways. For example, if you were completely in your heart, as many of us know, when we're sitting in our heart and in our center, and we have a choice in front of us of this or that, or options that we need to choose from, if we just go with our first instinct, if we're centered and we go with our first instinct, that's usually the one the heart is giving us. Sometimes those make sense to our mind, and we go, okay, yeah, I can totally see that. Sometimes it's completely opposite of what we would have chosen with our mind or our emotions only. Because our heart knows which one is the most pure for us. Now, that doesn't mean that the heart is going to always give you something that your mind or your human wants, because sometimes those things that the soul knows, that our heart knows is the best for us, many, many times include some discomfort. It includes our growth and expansion, which means that we won't be in our comfort zone. So sorting through and working out and not paying for your past and getting in your heart is so much more a joyful way to live. Now, I just said we were going to be in the discomfort sometimes, but when you go through something, that joy that you feel on the other side of it is like no other. The fact that we keep ourselves in our comfort zones most always is largely, I believe, one of the reasons why we get so bored with our current existence. And we actually, our whole being is made and constructed to evolve through challenges and difficulties. And when we are not centered on what truly is good for us, and we're staying in our comfort zone always and becoming bored, we actually manifest things that will challenge us. Now, we can manifest these things from our head and our emotions, and it can create more challenges for us in the future, or we can center ourselves and allow the choices to come from our heart, and we'll manifest more cleanly and more directly at what it is that will benefit our soul in the long run. Either way, we get where we need to be. It's just that, and there's no right or wrong, it's just many paths to the same location, and we often change our minds on what it is. The important thing is to love yourself, and especially to love other people who are choosing their paths, because any of those paths are going to get them where they are going. And again, we look at it and say, okay, but wouldn't you want to be there in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of quote-unquote pain? But what is time? And what is pain?